I have a suspicion that it's not just like my house or something like that. Um, I've had some weird scenarios where like I can access some websites but not others, so it might be like some upstream service providers having issues today or something like that. But I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen again. Okay, so I think what I want to do is get this to the point where it's passing just so I know the formatting is right. Because if this test is failing, I want to make sure that I know it's failing for the reason I expect, not because of just some mistake with the formatting. So, oh, oh, okay. Yeah, hang on a second. I'm not even asserting the right thing. There, let's do that. Okay, let's see what we get now. Okay, now it passes. Okay, now that this passes, let's change this so that it instead says this is an extremely long commit dot dot dot. I don't know if that dot 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 is in exactly the right place, but we'll address that in a second. Okay, so now that test fails and it fails for the expected reason. Now let's go to here and let's truncate the commit message. How do we do that? Formatted items. Okay. Okay, so we can commit it, or I mean, sorry, we can truncate it by doing something like this. 0 to 20. And on the end, we can add dot, dot, dot. I'm just doing it in like the dumbest way possible for starters. And 20 was just a wild guess. Okay. Um, let's make it a little longer than 20. Let's do like 30, let's say. Okay. 30 is very close there. Oh, I'm confused as to what is happening. The diff is empty. Yeah, like no shit. Um, why isn't this working? It's because of the slash in. Okay. Slash in. Um, sorry, Guillaume. Slash in where exactly?
On the when you check the test on the expected value, you can see there is a slash n at the end.
Oh, like
When you
in
see,
here?
yeah, on expected.
Oh, ha, my Zoom window was covering that up. Okay. Okay, great. So the expected one has an in and the real one has no in. Okay, so let's strip. Um, does that do it? Okay. Okay, so it has a trailing. Actually, that trailing in is supposed to be there. We should have that. Um, so let's do this. Does it make sense to, hmm, I don't know how to add an in to the expected output in the most elegant way. That doesn't work, right? Oh, the expected now has two ins. Okay, I see. I want to be stripping this, I guess. Okay, now it passes. Okay, that's great, except this code is like not great. Um, I think I want to basically like replicate Rails truncate. So I think I want to say something like, oh, sorry. And even before that, there's something else we got to address. What if it's not a long commit? What if it's a short commit? So let's create another test case for when it's a short commit and it shouldn't get truncated. Okay. And I'm going to clean up this test a little bit. I want to separate the setup from the exercise and assertion. So let's see. I'm going to say let output table do, and then put all this stuff in there. Okay. Let's see if that still works. It does. Okay. Okay. So context, long commit message, and let's add another one where it says short commit message. And we'll do a different output table where we don't have a long commit message. We'll just say this commit message is pretty short. Okay. And then our expectation will be that it does not get truncated. Okay, and I'll change this, of course, to this commit message is, excuse me, is pretty short. Okay, and I expect this to fail because it's just indiscriminately truncating anything. Okay, so for one, we need to set our truncating threshold to something higher. So let's do like 40. Okay. And then yeah, now our other one fails, but I don't want to have to worry about that right now. I'm going to run just this test. Okay. So as you can see, it has the ellipses after this short commit message, even though it's not truncating anything. So we got to fix that. So let's not keep making this more cluttered. Let's create a new method called truncate. And here we can say truncate item. Whoops. There we go. And so we can go like text like that. And that'll of course just behave the same way. Yeah, but now we want to say um I'll set the threshold to 40. Um Threshold, and then we can say if text.length is greater than the threshold, then truncate it. Otherwise, just give us back the text. Okay. Oh, yeah, it passed. Okay. And now the other one probably fails. Yeah. So it says this is an extremely long commit message, but it's truncated at a different spot because we changed it from 30 to 40. So let's change that. Um, Commit message. Okay, and we can see the difference here is that this one has an extra space, and we don't want to have that, of course. So let's address that. So we can strip this strip. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to run all the tests for my SaturnCI client, and they don't all pass anymore. Okay, so it is truncating something. So I have to update this test to match the new behavior. Line 34. Okay. Let's see if that passes now. And it does. Okay, great. Um, I'm not happy with this for reasons I'll explain shortly. But I'm going to commit this and then we can refactor. As always, I'll review my changes, make sure there's nothing surprising. And there's not. Add truncate method. Okay. Uh-oh. Are we having problem? Okay, good. Sometimes git push has been failing today. Okay, spec output table. Output table. Okay. So for one, we have this magic number here. I don't like that. And also this truncate thing is like kind of a general purpose method. Feels inappropriate for truncate to be part of this output table class. So I'm going to move it to a helper. So I'm going to create a file called CLI helpers. And so I can call this actually module CLI helpers. And I can put truncate in there. Okay, and now I expect my tests to fail because it doesn't know anything about truncate now. Okay, so now I can do require relative CLI helpers. Actually, I probably don't need that, huh? Okay, that probably still doesn't do it. Yep. Um, and so here I'm going to do CLI helpers.truncate. Okay, that doesn't work for some reason. Maybe I have to do this. Yeah, okay. So that passes now. I'm going to run all my CLI tests and see if everything passes. Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to commit just that. Okay, no surprises. Move truncate method into helper. Okay, now with my CLI helper module, I'm going to change this threshold. I'm going to say I'm going to say default truncation threshold equals 40. So now I can kill that. I can change that to default truncation threshold. And I'll see if everything still passes. It does not. Yeah, okay. Okay, now everything passes again. And I think I actually want to change this slightly. I'm going to say if text is less than or equal to the default truncation threshold, I'm going to return. And otherwise, I'm going to return that. Oh, that does not pass. Oh, yeah, return text. Okay. I think that is slightly easier to understand. Okay, now I'll commit this. Factoring. Okay. Output table. Okay, so now let's do this and see the difference. Still doesn't look great. There's definitely something I notice here. Um, this says squashed commit of the following, and then there's some new line stuff. And we don't want that. So let's fix that. And actually, I'm gonna like copy this entire thing and we'll go to the output table spec. Okay, so we have short commit message and long commit message. Let's do commit message with new lines. Okay, so I'm going to copy this setup here. Um, yeah, and actually I want to copy like this setup. Okay. Whoops. Okay, and I don't want this commit message. I want this one. Okay. Commit message. And I don't want this long thing. I just want the first eight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'll have to change a few things here. Change this to main, change this to that. Commit message is commit message. And then let's add the expectation. Whoops. And we're not saying, of course, that it gets truncated. We're saying that it gets the new lines compressed or whatever. Okay, and so the output we're expecting is going to be something more like that. Okay, and if I run that, it'll of course fail. And it looks like it fails for the reasons I expect. Although it's slightly different. Um, this is actually surprising. It's getting truncated, but why isn't it getting truncated in here? Like when I run it for real, it doesn't get truncated. I can see the truncation working for some of this other stuff, but then for ones like this, It's getting truncated, but it has a new line in it. Okay. When I look at this doesn't seem surprising. But then when I run the test, I'm surprised that this is different. Um, this doesn't look like 40 characters. Let's see. Yeah, that's only 25. Like this whole thing. That's 40. Main and hash seems to appear twice. Okay. Let me see if I can see what you're talking about here. Oh yeah. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you always have the good observations. Also, this is weird how like the spacing isn't there. Oh, also my spacing is like way wrong. There, that should be like that. I don't think that'll like fix everything, but okay. Yeah, what's interesting is between branch and commit, there's no spacing. And I actually think I know why. Um, it's because it figures the spacing based on the length of the branch name, but not if the length of the branch name is shorter than the word branch itself, it'll squash branch and commit together like that. But I don't want to have to worry about the details of that right at the moment. First, I want to figure out why we have main and the commit twice. That is weird. Oh, ha, it's because I included it there. Okay. Okay, so now we just have squash committed the following without commit. So let's fix that. And I think this new line squashing concern is distinct from the truncation concern. So let's do this. Formatted item. And we can say formatted item, item, commit message. Okay, let's just make sure that still works the same. And it sure doesn't. Item. No. Formatted item, uh, text, I suppose. I still didn't manage to do it. Okay. Undefined. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, now it works the same. Okay, so we not only want to trunk it, but we want to strip it of new lines. And I think we can just do this G sub new line space. Okay. I was expecting to see, commit to show up here like it does right there, but it doesn't. So let's see something. Okay. And then text at G sub slash in space. Oh, and then I want it to like, okay. So I forget if squish is a Ruby method or a Rails method. Dot squish. Oh, it's a Ruby method apparently. Okay, so I want to I want to squish it. Does squish even just take care of new lines too? Text.squish. Sure does. Okay, so that's all we need to do. Okay, and given like how little treatment that needed, I don't feel like a whole separate method is justified. So I'm gonna put that back like that. Oh yeah. Let me fix that. I'll just undo all the way back. Yeah. Dot squish. Okay. Okay. So now that part's fixed, and now we just have this heading issue. So let's fix that. Okay, so where do we deal with the like alignment issues? Okay, we just have L just there. Huh. Okay, so we do length of longest attribute. We need to do the length of the longest attribute. Okay, so it's like this. I can't articulate it in English, so I'll just go straight to Ruby. Length of the longest attribute plus spacer dot length. Okay, length of longest attribute, and then we need the label dot length dot max. So whichever one of those is longest, I don't know what to call this for a second. I'll just call it max. Max. Okay. I'll be surprised if that works, but let's see. Okay, what did I do wrong? Okay, so the alignment is slightly off. It looks like I need the spacer added. Okay, so I'm actually confused. Here I have the I'm doing the max plus spacer length, which seems like it should do it, but it doesn't. Okay, so I take the max of, we got 4 here and 6 here, and obviously 6 is more. And I'm doing LJust based on 6 plus the spacer length, which is 2. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So it seems like that should work. We just need for the rows 2. We need LJust for the rows 2. We need LJust for the rows 2. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yes. Great point, Guillaume. You're like 5 for 5 on these observations or something like that, counting today in the last few days. Okay. So let's do that. Formatted item, because now I do think this method is justified. Okay, and if I just put text, does the test still behave the same? It does. Okay. Okay. And then here we have column heading. We're doing this stuff. But I think we want to do it like basically the same way. Well, I'm just going to copy paste for the moment. Okay. So we want to go by the label length and the length of the longest attribute. But we obviously don't have the label. Um, okay, I think some refactoring is in order here. Let's see, what have I even done? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to blow away the application code changes I've made. I do want to keep the test because that'll remain the same and I don't want to have to redo that. But I'm going to stash that. And now let's do some refactoring to make this change easier. You know, it's like that make the hard change easy and then make the easy change type thing. Okay, output table. All right. So I think it'll be easier if we have like a separate object for each one of these rows. So let's do this. Let's create a class called output table row. Whoops. Output table row. Okay. Formatted items. Okay, yeah. So instead of doing formatted items, we can do, oh no. Okay, items. Where's items? Okay, we can do this. We can do like we can do rows equals items dot map do item output table row dot new item. And actually, we can just do that, I think. Output table row dot format. Okay. And then I'm going to move this to here. Okay, and this will not remotely work, but I'm going to run the test. Sorry, I'm going to run the tests. Okay, and we see these fail. Uninitialized constant output table row, of course. So I'm going to include it. Output table row. See what we get next. Wrong number of arguments. Line 37. Yep, we need an initializer. What was it? Item. Okay. Now we get undefined item. So let's address that. Okay, uninitialized constant spacer. So that's a little bit trickier because we're going to need spacer for both rows and headings. So I don't want to duplicate that. Suppose we can pass it in. Spacer. That is surprising to me that they all passed. Actually, maybe I shouldn't be surprised. I was surprised because this refers to CLI helpers, which is not included, but it does get included by the virtue of the fact that it's um, here, but that's not appropriate. It should be here. There. Okay. I'm actually surprised by how easy that was. Okay, so I'm going to commit that. And we will wrap up shortly, but I want to get just a little bit further first. Okay, output table, output table row. Okay. Now, another thing I want to do is convert this into a hash. So let's see. I don't know what to call it for the moment. I'll just call it mappings. Actually, I'm not even going to do it. Here's how I'll do it. Mappings equals okay. I don't want to call this mappings. I want to call it headings. And here, I want to do headings.map. Okay, so it's what is it? Branch name branch, commit hash commit. Oh yeah, it's attribute heading. Yeah. Attribute heading. Okay, let's see what happens. Failure, what? Oh yeah, trailing comma. Okay, that all passes. And we can change this to a constant. Okay, great. Refactoring. Okay, output table row. Okay, so where is header even called? Okay. Yeah, header is the whole entire thing. Okay, headings.map. We have a column heading. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Did I change anything just now? No. All right, now let's bring back our test. And we'll run it, and I expect it to fail, which it of course does. Now let's try to add the ljust for the attributes. Okay. So each row needs to get ljusted. And so the rows need to know, at the very least, they need to know. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so each row has the branch name, commit hash, and commit message. Yeah, and we're like justifying the column. I think we want the concept of a column. And a column just has like a longest item. Who cares if it's or the heading or the value? Okay, column. Okay, so we want to L-just each one of these things. Okay, let's maybe work on this one first. Um, okay, so this column heading thing. All right, actually, let's restash this. Output table. Okay, so here we can have a new concept called column. Output table, column. Column. Okay. And we can say output table column dot new attribute label dot format. Okay. And actually we can just do that right here. Um, formatted header, heading. Okay, yeah. Then we can take this and put it here and rename it to formatted heading. And a bunch of stuff will fail, of course. For one, it doesn't know anything about output table column. Okay. Okay, it doesn't know about label. Okay, let's call that label instead. Wrong number of arguments because column doesn't have an initializer. Attribute and label. Um, oh, it's still saying wrong number of arguments. That is surprising. Output table column line 6. Okay. I think that might actually be wait, given 0 expected to. Oh yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Undefined label. Okay, and then it doesn't know about length of longest, of course. Okay, so we can move this to here. Okay, then we're going to have a problem regarding items. Okay, hang on. What even is this? Length of longest attribute. Oh, yeah. Okay. We just want the length of longest item, period, for this attribute. Okay. So we need to pass into column all the attribute values. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this might not be too hard. Okay. Items, item attribute. Okay. Hang on a second. Okay. Item attributes. Okay, so this is all, okay, we can call this values. Yeah. Okay. Values. Attribute, label, and values. Okay. So here we add values. Okay. And then this still has problems. So I think this just becomes length of longest. That name's not gonna I'm not going to want that. But okay, we take all the values. And we get the longest value. Okay, so values dot map link dot max, I think. And that is so simple that we can just do it here. Yeah, let's see where that gets us. Okay, spacer doesn't know about spacer naturally. This is really growing. That's going to be a problem, but I'll deal with that later. Okay, what now? Um, okay, it apparently thinks either spacer or max is nil. I don't know which one. Let's find out. Unless Guillaume can beat me to the punch. Spacer. Whoops. Okay. And then what about values? Blah blah blah. Ah, okay. Okay, there's no values. Okay. I know what to do about this. Okay. Longest value, we'll say. No. Length of longest value. And we'll say return 0 unless, whoa, check out that typo. Unless values dot any length of longest value. Okay, we'll see what that does for us. Wow, everything passes. Okay, so I'm going to commit that, but then we certainly have some cleanup to do. Okay, um, what did we do here? We added output table column. Okay. Um, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, output table. And I have to go in a second because I have a meeting. But let me see. I want to like leave it at a place where I'm gonna remember what to do next. Okay, so we have attribute, label, values, and spacer. So maybe we can just do this. That at least addresses the issue of having a crazy number of positional arguments. Okay, I'll commit that. Change positional arguments to keyword arguments. And then now finally, we can bring back that test. Okay, and now can we format the row um um can we format the row properly? Okay. So when we format the row, I guess we want to we want to take into account what column it's part of. And we need to factor in the column name. Okay, so I think we want to say like length of longest item. And then we can say length of longest value plus the label. Okay. Um, so that takes the label into account when it's taking the length of the longest item. We can change this. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure this still behaves the same. Um, does it? Oh no, it's ever so slightly different. Now the headings are apparently right, and the row is just wrong. All right. So now let's take the row, and instead of giving the row the spacer, let's give it a column. Okay. So we'll just tell this what column it's part of. Um, wait, a row has multiple columns. Okay, do we want to give it all the columns? Maybe we do. I think we do. Columns. Okay. So hang on a second. Okay. Output table column. We're mapping. Okay. We're taking all the columns. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, stash yet again. So maybe we can refactor this into something like this. We'll call this columns, and then we'll have header, and we'll call header columns dot columns dot map formatted heading dot join dot strip. Does that work? Wow, that actually works. Okay. And then I suppose we can like do this because no sense in having that temp variable. Okay, fantastic. Um, add columns method. Okay, now we can pop again. Output table. And what did we do? I don't remember. What's the diff here? Oh yeah, we're passing the columns. Yeah, okay. Table row. Okay. So I have to hurry because I have a meeting at the top of the hour. Okay. We're given the row the columns. So we'll change this, of course, from spacer to columns. Okay. And then each um each item here obviously belongs to a column. Okay, so it's the column for an attribute. And how do you find the column for an attribute? Cycle through the columns and find where the attribute matches. Okay. Columns dot select. I'm just going to call it C dot attribute equals attribute. Okay. Okay. And we want to do an L-just on this. Where are we doing an L? Yeah, okay. We want to do an L-just on the column's length of longest item. Oh, by the way, this can be private. Okay. We want to do an L-just on the column's length of longest item. Okay, dot L-just column dot length of longest item. And we have to pass the attribute here. Branch name. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, we were gonna run this. Okay. Undefined method attribute, not surprising. Okay. Undefined method length of longest item for an array of columns. Okay. Oh, maybe this isn't select. Maybe it's called find. Okay. That at least functioned. But I'm only applying it to the one. I need to apply it to more than just the one. So let's do this. I don't know why that's not working. Okay. There we go. Okay, and instead of branch name, this needs to be commit hash. Okay. And this is like totally not working. Um, and unless I can figure this out in like the next 4 minutes, we'll need to save it for next time. Okay. Let's see. Why is this not doing it? Oh, hang on. Length of longest item plus spacer dot length. Okay, maybe we do need the spacer after all. I'll just put 2 for the moment since I know that's what it is. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. And let's not call it length of longest item, actually. I mean, let's have a different thing. Um, let's call it L-just length. Okay, now we can do here L-just length. Okay, let's see if that's the same still. Yeah. Okay, and then here I guess we want to do the same thing. but let's have a method now. Okay, def attribute, we'll call it. That's a bad name. Let's say formatted attribute. Okay. Then here, instead of branch name, it'll be attribute. And instead of branch name here, it'll be attribute. Okay, and then this will be formatted attribute, branch name. This would be the same one, but commit hash. Whoops. Commit hash. Let's see if that still works the same. Does. Okay, and then here, commit message. Truncate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and for some reason, it doesn't include the commit thing. Oh, it's maybe because I'm not squishing it. Okay, now it has one extra dot. Why the dot? We're so close. Okay, and I have like 3 minutes left. Can I figure out this extra dot in 3 minutes? Where's Guillaume when I need him? Guillaume, do you have any ideas for me? Why do we have this extra dot?
No, not really.
Let's take off the truncate and just see what happens. Okay, extremely long commit message. Yes. Um, okay, CLI helpers. Is there some kind of, oh, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to change the 3 dots to 3 exclamation points just to see what happens. Okay, it must be, okay, hang on a second. Where's our test? Oh, look at this. It's like, oh, okay, that's the expected output. Yeah, there are dots on this. Maybe this is cheating, but I'm just gonna put 4 dots on there because maybe I'm actually just expecting the wrong thing. Okay, great. I think maybe I was just expecting the wrong thing. Okay, so now all that stuff works. I'm gonna commit this. Oh, I'll have to fix that, but no time right now. Okay, get stuff working. Okay, and then final thing before we go, when I run this on the command line, what do we get? Wow. Okay, that is just absolutely terrible. Well, I guess we have our work cut out for us for next time. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you. See you.